everybody, it's Chris, the PDX Picker. Welcome back to the Little Shop of Hoarders. It's been quite some time since I've uploaded a video or even filmed one. So I thought I'd throw a quick one together just to let you all know that I am still alive and out there, just kind of taking a little bit of a break from the YouTube game. But I wanted to update you on some things that have been happening, going on in my world of reselling. So maybe for those of you that are interested, why don't you stick around? I have come across kind of a wild theory. I don't know, it's anecdotal, but it is really coincidental, really interesting. I think you should stick around because it might really turn around your sales if you're going through any sort of a low period or slump like I was. But I'm going to be pulling a few orders, but just talking about what's been going on for me lately. So I have quite a few kind of lower dollar item sales, but sales have really ramped up for me. Just old Mary Kay signature eye color. By old, I mean I've had it in my shop for a while, sold for about $8 free shipping, so nothing spectacular about that. But I have spent the past few weeks, I've tried to focus more and more on my death pile, and I've actually... You won't notice any difference. But I've been working on my older death pile. This tub was full, and now it is quite a bit less full. There's a few things in here that I just don't think are really all that worth reselling. This Dr. Pepper mini fridge is kind of interesting. It's just kind of beat up, but it's kind of cool. I started on this. There's a few good things in there, like there's some TRX training bands things that I picked up for like $5. When I bought those like 2 years ago, they were worth 45 or 50. Maybe they still are. I don't know. But what's cool is not only am I going through and actually, listing some of this stuff, but it's selling. I've sold a few things that I have listed out of this death pile already. This was not one of them, but it's a cool golf dress that I picked up for like $4 or $5. It's from a company called Tail Golf, and it's a women's golf dress, and that sold for $24.99 plus shipping. I've switched to not all of them, but almost all of my new listings, I'm going to the free shipping model. And I like it on the one hand because I think that's what buyers want. I think it just psychologically, it makes them feel better. But I ran into my first issue with this, and this is always the issue that I have had with free shipping, is I got a return. This sold, this creepy clown mask. Picked this up for like pennies, like $1. We'll just say that sold for $12.49 plus shipping on that one. But been listed for quite some time. Glad to get it out of there. But yeah, I had a return. It was a really nice Johnny Was women's shirt, and I sold it for $74.99 free shipping. Well, apparently the buyer was actually an eBay seller, and I think, and this is what she wrote in a reason for return, said item bought by mistake, which some of the times I swear people are just lying, but I think this one she actually bought by mistake. I think it's one of those scenarios where, I don't know if I sent out I know I didn't send out an offer because she paid full price, but she has a lot of Johnny Was shirts listed in her store. I think she just somehow was either comping one for, I don't know. Anyway, she accidentally bought it and sent it back, and so when I had to give her the refund, I had to give the full $74.99 refund. Normally what happens in that case, as long as it's not my fault, I can refund them everything but the original shipping cost. This sold just, it's an extra small. I shouldn't have bought this from the beginning. I bought it because it was new without the tag, but it's got the sticker on here. Just a Rolling Stone shirt, sold for $10.50 free shipping. Paid like $4 for that at Goodwill. But I'm going to break even, basically. But anyway, I had to refund the full $74.99. So even though I spent, I don't know, I normally would have probably charged $6 for shipping. In this case, so it would have been $69 plus $6 shipping. So I would have just had to refund $69 back. This time I had to refund the full $74.99. So I basically lost $6 or $5 of shipping because this woman just accidentally bought it. So I think that's the biggest, in my mind, for sure, the biggest downfall to putting items with free shipping is returns, because I don't do free returns normally. I know I could have discounted the refund that I gave, but eBay specifically says the only reason you're really supposed to discount a refund, meaning not give somebody a full refund, is if it's a new item and they're sending it back partially used or opened or something like that. So that's the reason that they give. I suppose I could have gamed the system and just given a $69 refund and explained the reason why, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to do that. I just don't think that's the spirit of the return policy. So anyway, that's the reason why I don't like. That's the reason why I don't like free shipping when it comes to your items. But the sales have been picking up for me. I sold. This is one of the death pile items. This is a pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses. This actually came from my first storage unit. Just a pair of Ray-Ban aviator glasses. They weren't in pristine condition, so, well, and even if they were, it wouldn't have sold for that much more. But sold for $39.99, free shipping. I don't really know how much I spent, but I just, for accounting purposes, put that I spent $5 on it. I think I've broken even on that original storage unit buy, so at this point, everything's gravy. But I had these stored next to my factor crap section. I haven't done a factor crap in a while. Wheels attached to skis, known as roller skis, have been used since the 1600s in Norway. That sounds like crap to me. I don't think they've had anything that could be used as wheels for that long. Crap. Roller skis were first invented during the mid-1930s. Yeah, see, I didn't think they had any material that they could have made the wheels out of. I mean, they could have used wood, I suppose. I just don't think they did that. My second pair of these that have sold. These are some kayaking thigh straps that I got from Goodwill, new in the package. Paid $8 for these. And they sold. These are actually sold by the company directly, NRS, on eBay for like $51.99 free shipping. So I'm thinking I got to compete with the company directly on eBay. So I put mine for $49.90. Free shipping, and I've sold 2 of them already. 1 left, so got to take off the Goodwill sticker on that. That would be a little bit of a oopsie if I shipped it with the Goodwill price tag still on it. But sales for me have they've not been good, and I've been doing pretty consistent with my listing. Definitely not every day. Probably, we'll just say 5 out of the 7 days a week I have been listing. And that's evidenced by the item count in my store. I'm up to, right now I have 770 active listings, I think. So normally I'm right around 700. So I've actually gained about 70 listings in the past 3 months, let's say, primarily because just the number of items that I'm selling has gone down quite a bit. So, I didn't know how to feel about it because I feel like I was doing things right for the most part, the right way. This sold. I bought several softball-related items. This is an elbow guard. Sold for $24.99 free shipping. It is by Evo Shield. I paid $20 for a backpack that... What else was in there? Oh, one of those face guard things. So there's probably $60 worth of items to sell in there. This is the first one to sell for $24.99. But, you know, I'm trying to focus on the things that I can control. I can't necessarily control... I can't control the eBay algorithm, right? I can't control what eBay does with my listings. So in order to focus just on what I can control, I wanted to make sure that I was still listing every day, right? Or as many days as I can. You know, that's the obvious thing that I can control. The other thing I've heard a lot of people say that eBay, the algorithm, likes when you make tweaks to your listings, make changes. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll go in and adjust some of the item specifics, because there's, you know, I get these notifications all the time. There's all these listings have item specifics that need to be updated. And I thought, oh, maybe I could go in there and fix a few of those. These sold. These are Crocs Sandals with the medallion on here. Picked these up for $3. They sold for $24.99, free shipping. Again, these just Crocs sandals for the most part. The ones that are not like the traditional clog sandals, but these, I mean, there's a billion different designs of these, primarily women's Crocs sandals. Still super hot, super quick sellers. So definitely be on the lookout for those. So I went in and I adjusted a few of the item specifics, but a lot of the times I don't like to do it because it's just, I feel like it's the worst kind of busy work. I truly don't feel like most of the item specifics that are not filled out, I mean, like the country, region of manufacture, you know, the character. Like there's so many of these items that they want you to identify a character associated with it. There is no character on this, you know, basic furniture casters set, which sold for $12.94, free shipping. Paid 10 cents for this. Bought a whole big bunch of them at Goodwill. This is the second one to sell in like 3 days. $12.94 free shipping, so I make about $5 on that after shipping, maybe $6. So I just kind of got tired and uninterested in doing item specifics, and then I thought, you know what, I haven't done in a while. I haven't run a sale in a while. I think the last sale I ran ended at least 6 weeks ago. So I thought, you know what, I am going to run a sale. And there lies the Big Epiphany. Not an epiphany, but it's very strong evidence for making a huge difference in my store, and not for the reason that you probably are thinking. DC Blue Ribbon Digest. This was the most valuable one that I had. This is the Dark Mansions of Forbidden Love. So it's kind of like a soap opera comic book. I had this listed for $70 forever. I had one person, the same person, I think twice, maybe even 3 times, sent me an offer for $35, and I always countered at right around the $50 mark. Kind of cutting in the middle. They were a comic store owner, I believe, based off of their username. Anyway, long story short, I don't think they ever bought it, and this eventually sold for $45.47 plus shipping. Basically paid 50 cents for all of these. I'm way into the profit on this. I think there are 3. I have 3 left after this. I originally started with about 40. So $45.47. That one is the most valuable DC Blue Ribbon Digest. So if you happen to find this one and come across it, it's worth some good money. This is one that oftentimes people will get graded, which for the DC Blue Ribbon Digest is not a common practice in that regard. But really good sale on that one. So this was the big realization. So I went ahead and I did my normal filtering. So I looked at, I think I did a sale on items that were 120 days old or older in terms of listings. And then I also did it at things that were priced $20 and higher, primarily because I do have quite a few free shipping items that I don't want something to be $12 free shipping and then I run a sale on it, so now I'm risking potentially losing money on it just by paying the shipping. So so everything $20 and higher, and I ran it at 35% off. I was going to do 40% off, but for whatever reason, I'm like, let's dial it down to 35% off. So I went ahead and started it, and let me tell you, yes, I have sold quite a few items that were on sale. For example, this was on sale. That's why it came out to $45.47. This was on sale. This shirt was on sale. So out of the things that I've sold today, this somehow, I don't know how, maybe I made a mistake and didn't exclude lower price items. This shouldn't have been in the sale, but it was. But turned on that sale and immediately saw results of more sales. This was another death pile item. I have no idea how much I paid for this. It was probably too much. But this is a really nice looking condition Canon PowerShot A540, which is one of the, I think the PowerShot A560 might be the top selling digital camera. So this is a little bit older, I don't know. Anyway, bad news, I put in batteries. It doesn't even power on. Still sold it for $24.99 free shipping as parts only. I guess maybe I could. It's in really, really nice condition. There are very minimal scratches or anything, so I might have been able to get $30 for it, but whatever. $25 is kind of the, or $20 plus shipping is kind of the max you're going to get for these parts only. So sold in like a day. Yet another death pile item that sold for me. So that feels really, really good to list death pile items and sell them within a couple of days. This one within a day. But yeah, I saw sales immediately. And not just sale items. Not just items on sale. I am seeing a drastic increase in sales on newly listed items. Items listed within the last 120 days. I have some proof or anecdotal evidence that I'll show you here in a bit on that, but it just, it's weird. And I think the reason why is the eBay algorithm really, really likes sales. These sold. This is a new brand to me, but this is definitely a bolo. This is Kane, K-A-N-E. These are called the Revive. They're recovery sandals, which I don't understand why people are like, I don't understand this whole like recovery sandal fad that's going on. They're just sandals that are comfortable to wear. Why do they have to call them recovery sandals? Anyway, picked this up for $13 at my thrift store, and they sold for $60 free shipping in like 4 or 5 days. These sell for like maybe $75 new at Dick's, so I didn't discount these very much. This is like a colorway that I don't think they sell anymore. I don't know how old those are, but it's called a Pacific Speckle, like that blue with the little speckle in it. It's called Pacific Speckle, so that might have factored in a little bit to higher price. Those are huge bolos right now. Really, really good sell-through rate. But I mean, just I felt like my store was dying. I got kind of down. I think that's part of the reason why I haven't been filming any YouTube videos. I was also sick for a while there. I have this weird cough that won't go away. But I was feeling like my sales are poopy. Why am I going to be filming YouTube videos trying to tell people what to do? And I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of a bum, you know. Then, yeah, I turn on the sale and it's like, ding, cha-ching, would be probably a better sound effect. I have 2 of these boxes. Again, this is death pile stuff from the old storage unit that I bought. I almost didn't list these. I almost didn't keep them and just donated them back in the day. These are HP Everyday Photo Paper. 2 boxes of 100. It's basically how you print photos. $13.99 free shipping. Not a huge seller, but that also sold in like a day. Not a huge money maker, I should say. But, you know, it'll probably cost me hopefully around $6 to ship. How much do these weigh? Never mind. This is these weigh 1 pound 8 ounces. So we're probably looking at, they're going to Maryland, all the way across the country. It'll be about $9.39 to ship. So I'm probably making $2. But it's super easy to ship. I'm just going to throw them in a padded envelope, throw them out the door. I technically could charge them $9.20 for a priority rate, priority mail flat rate padded envelope. So anyway, I feel better about selling these even for like $2 profit than donating them. But whatever, it is what it is. Okay, but yeah, I had a sharp increase in sales, and this is what I'm going to do to show you to kind of prove it. It's not true proof, but I do not understand. What is in it for eBay to have an algorithm that doesn't always promote sellers' stores? Like, why would they do that? What is the advantage to saying, hey, this guy hasn't run a sale in a while, or whatever the reason is, so we're not going to have his listing show up very high in our algorithm. What is the advantage? I mean, I guess it would only make sense if they explicitly said, these are the things you need to do to go higher in the eBay algorithm. That would be the only reason, because if they're doing it in a way to incentivize certain seller behaviors, like, oh, this seller's doing this regularly, so we're going to incentivize that behavior by raising their listings in the search results. Wouldn't it make sense to tell us what those behaviors are so we know what to do to incentivize them? Yes, I think that's been asked and answered many times. Yes, it would make sense. So if they don't tell us what the reason is, why, or what the things are, the things that we should be doing, why then do they do this? It's perplexing. But anyway, just gonna show you. I'm gonna film my screen. I started my sale on May 23rd. Today is May 29th. Yeah, we're only 6 days into the sale. But take a look at the last 31 days. This is the sales tab under under my eBay selling, and then if you go to performance and sales, this will show you, I've chosen here the last 31 days, so the report for April 29th and May 29th I've had on eBay $4,811.55 of sales, which is, as you can see, 66% higher than the previous 31 days. So it had a large increase in sales over the previous month. So let's scroll down a little further here. And I like this bar graph here. So you can see this is the every day's sales shown in a pie chart, or a bar graph, I should say, over the last 30 days. You can see I have a couple of outliers here, these really good sales days. So that, but if you're going to just kind of do the average, you can see here it's just, there's a lot of lower volume days. You know, this day I sold $23.17, which, by the way, Sundays perpetually not good days for me. I mean, here's a $131 day, but in general, Sunday's not good. But if you look over here, you know, take these into account. We have this day right here is my first day of the sale. Okay, look at, again, don't look at this Sunday. It's just kind of an outlier day for me, but great day of sales, great day of sales, great day of sales, great day of sales, or at least good day of sales. Really good day, really good day. We just had the one bad day. What changed from here to here? This is when I started my sale. And if we want to go specifically to the sale, so let's just break this down. We have $225, $346, so we're at like $550. Here's 435 days or dollars, so we're at like $1,000. 200, 200, so we're at like $1,600 in sales in the last 6 days. How much of that was from the sale itself? Well, we can go right here and you can see it's only $270.76. So we've had $1,300. $1,300 in non-sales, it's not this, in non-sales items sell in the last 6 days, actually. 7 days, whatever. It's just crazy to me. It's crazy that they would decide okay, on the flip side though, I'm looking here, my last sale ended on April 30th. So I've only gone 23 days with no sale going. But as soon as I turned on that sale on May 23rd, it has to be the reason why my sales have gone up. It just has to, because nothing else has changed. The economy didn't get miraculously better starting on May 23rd. I know there's been some updates with tariffs and things, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's cool. I really like it, but it's just mind-boggling as well. Oh well. Let's wrap this up real quick. I thought this was going to be a real quick video, but I usually forget that I am a very, very chatty person. This sold in my sale $23.26. Picked this up for $8 a while back. It's like a cool Nike hoodie sweatshirt. One thing I really like about this is it's got like this plastic Nike logo here is like your zipper pull. Anyway, $21.42 plus shipping on that one. 2 more quick items. I listed another bunch of La Loopsy Timies. This one sold for $15.99 free shipping. Group of 10 in there. So I have like 4 others listed. Once again, I'll have like 12, 15 watchers. A bunch of people want to take parts of this one and mix them up with this one, which I just ignore. I don't do those because eventually they will sell, like that one did, $15.99 free shipping. And then this I have had listed for a long time, and somebody sent me an offer and I accepted it. I picked these up for 50 cents at my church rummage sale a long time. They are some vintage My Little Ponies. Not in great condition. This one is missing the tail. Also has some marker on there. And then the other one is, I think, quite a bit newer. Anyway, one's Gen 1 and the other is newer. $10 plus shipping on that. So anyway, just wanted to let you all know that I am still here. Still going strong. Really want to continue this good streak of sales. And maybe if that happens, I'll feel more likely to film videos and upload more. But I have been monetized, as maybe you guys picked up. So I do make a little bit of money when I release a video, although YouTube has a minimum threshold of $100. You have to make $100 before they will pay out any money to you, which I think I've only made like $60. And that is about probably 20 or 35 of that is my one channel member, Harley Gal 143. Thank you so much. Your monthly membership and the super thanks that you gave a while back. The other 25 of that is ads. So just kind of wanted to give you guys a heads up. It's not even because I haven't been posting, really. It's even when I was posting regularly, I would usually make about 50 cents to $1 per video. So if any of you were wondering, what do low view YouTubers make? It's probably as little as you thought. So anyway, of course, that's never the reason why I started this YouTube channel. I never, it was a goal to become monetized, but I didn't think it was ever going to happen. And now that it did, you know, I reached that goal, I achieved it, so I'm not going to be putting as much time and effort in unless for some reason the views start going up significantly, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to be, you know, spending 5+ hours a week on something that makes me about $5. My time is more valuable than $1 an hour, but I still want to throw these out here because I like connecting with you all, and it's just kind of fun to do it every now and then. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks so much for those of you that have watched. Please like it. Please like this video if you did, and subscribe to my channel to get a few videos a month in your feed in the future. Good luck with all of your reselling and non-reselling ventures out there. We'll catch you on the next video. So take care. Bye-bye.